Coming to you live from the shadow of the big house, it's IT4U. Tips and tricks on ITS tools, products, services, and more with your host, Jean Mackey. Good morning. Am I sharing my screen? That's what I'm trying to do. Good. Welcome to IT4U. Glad to have you with us today. And if you're having any audio or video problems, let us know in the chat. If it's not on our end, we have a few tips. If you're watching the YouTube caption version of this, look in the description. It'll tell you how to skip to the presentation if you'd like to do that, and also resource docs. Accessibility, if you need an accommodation to participate, just give us a little heads up. And today, we've got Eric Fruth from ITS. Go on over, Eric.
I missed my cue.
He missed his cue. And let me see if I can get to where Eric wants to be. And here we go.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. So the one thing Jean asked me to do is to get up and walk over at my cue, and I missed it.
That's right.
But we're off to a good start here. So I'm Eric Fruth. I support Box, and today we're going to talk about the all-new Box user interface that came out recently. You may or may not have noticed that last week we switched it on for our domain, so when you went in, you automatically saw the new interface. So what I'm going to do is do an introductory to Box using the new interface, and if you want to see a side-to-side comparison, I have a link on the links document that Jean will send out. All right, so let's get started. So to log into Box, you might have noticed there's a bunch of different ways to get there. One easy way is from the U of M Box website. We have a button that you click to log right in. But the URL to get to it is box.it.umich.edu, and that's going to be in the links document as well.
box.it.umich.edu.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm already logged in, so I'm going to want to log out. Hang on. I want to show you how to log in from the beginning, so I'm going to log all the way out of everything. Okay. Then we'll go back to box.it. It's a real user experience is what we're doing today.
That's right. That's right.
All right, this will bring you up to the regular web login window. Just log in with your UMich credentials. And then you go through two-factor if you have that enabled. I already had mine enabled, so it's going to keep me in for 12 hours. And this is the new Box. It gives you a little more information. You have a left navigation that gives you your views. You can see your all files, your recent files, any files that you have favorited. I really like using the favorites. If you right-click on anything, you can remove or add as a favorite. And that way it keeps the things that you're currently working on together on the same page. And right away, what I want to show you is the account settings. If you click on your little picture up here, or the icon on the right, and go down to account settings. The home page. This is what you can customize to show that's going to show you when you log in. I use my favorites, so I have it set to favorites. You can have it set to all files, but a lot of people I've heard have so many things shared that their all files view is just too much to really be of benefit. And you can also have it set to recent. So any files or folders that you recently have been to, that'll show in your home. But I prefer the favorites. And then one other thing I want to show you is on the Sharings tab. When we first launched, we had a lot of positive or constructive feedback about all the email notifications people got from Box. Somebody opened this file, somebody closed this file, somebody uploaded this and downloaded that. So what we've done by default is we've changed the UMISH default, so you'll only get a notification if something that you owned is deleted. But in here, you could customize it if you really want to find out if something was uploaded or if somebody added comments to your file. And go ahead and save your changes. And if you ever want to get back to what's called the home page, you can always just come up here and click on this Nbox logo. Oh, word mark. Sorry, it's a word mark. That matters around here sometimes.
That's right.
All right, so this is back to my favorites view. And if you're just starting out, the first thing you'll want to do is you want to create a folder. I'm going to go to my all files just for a minute here. All right, so over here on the right, under new, you'll create a folder. This is what you'd want to do if you have a new project team or a new research program that you're working on, and you want to have everything inside the same folder. So this we're going to call IT4U session. And from within here, you can email people to invite them automatically, or you can just say, okay, I just want to get the folder created for now. So we'll create the folder. And here it is. Here's our folder. I can go into that. And actually, I'm going to back up one moment here. So we created our folder. But what I want to tell you about folders is what the different icons mean over here on the left. This one, box overview, it's just a regular manila folder. That's a personal folder that only I use. There's only my stuff in there. But if you see this blue one with some people icons on it, that means I've collaborated with people. Other people have access to this folder. And the third one is the gray one with a little, almost like a globe icon. That means it's a collaborated folder outside of the UMISH domain. So this could be maybe it looks like the Box company, Box, owns that folder and it's a beta that I'm using with them. And so they've shared that and I collaborate on that folder with them. So that's an easy way to see if people outside of UMISH are collaborating with you, if it's your own personal folder, or maybe it's just people within UMISH that you're collaborating with. And here's our IT4U session. Okay, so I have this set up, and the first thing I want to do is I want to bring people in. So I can come over here, share this folder. And there are two ways to share. The first is to invite collaborators. That means people are going to come in like you, upload, edit, download, share, collaborate. You can also get a shared link. And that just means people even outside of your collaborators. You can send them a link just to see the stuff. But we're going to start with our collaborators. So from here, there she is, bringing our world famous Jean Mackey. And the default permission level set for collaborators is editor. There are there are actually quite a few different levels of access you can give people. You can click on this learn more just to get a simple chart that pops up that can tell you what they can do if you give them that level of access. On the links document that Gino sent out, I have a very extensive chart that's about 2 or 3 times this big. That'll really go into detail to tell you exactly what people can do at different levels. But we thought editor would be the best one to set for our domain. You can even give them a little personal message. I'm just going to send that one like that. And so now Jean has editor access to this folder. Now what we want to do is we're going to add stuff to the folder. Oh, I also wanted to mention, look at my little notes here. You can also invite M community groups. That's something recently we added to the domain. So if you have a M community group of people that you're collaborating with or a research group or such, you can use that M community group and just manage the permissions with that. And now that we have our folder, we can add files to it. Same as we did with the folder. Come in here and we can do upload. No, it's not the same. It's upload. It's not new. So upload files. And this is just your basic upload. Well, if I'm not denied, I can do that again. Let's see, we're going to find a file here. I'll have to be careful because these aren't my files. I think they're Gene's files or somebody's files. Oh, okay, a thin enter exchange. Okay, that sounds safe enough. Let's upload that. And it goes. You can upload just about any type of file type. It doesn't have to be like a box file type because there's only one box file type. You can upload PowerPoint, Word, Excel, Adobe, Captivate, just really anything you have you can upload. You can also drag and drop. I won't spend time going into that, but simple window drag drop right into this area here, and that'll upload as well. You can also upload folders. All right, so now let's say you happen to be on your all files and you want to search for something. We've gotten a lot of feedback that people are challenged with searching for their files. So I want to show you a few things you can do to help with that. Okay, so let's say I'm going to look for that. Then, what was it? Enter. No items found. Started with thin. So it'll start pulling up files based on, yes, Gene.
Kathy says, for the M community groups, is it dynamic? If you delete someone from the M community group, will it also delete their view permission from Mbox?
The M community groups are synced to Box. So if you add or remove people from your M community group, it will sync up to Box and be the same, except for subgroups. Subgroups are not synced to Box. So that's one thing that you'll have to manage within the Box collaboration itself.
Candace says, is it possible to create multiple new files at once, like a batch creation?
Upload? Yes, you can upload multiple files at once. You'll just go in and you'll just do the control click on all the files that you want. You can also upload an entire folder at once. So while we're searching, you can come over here and pull up some filters. So you can say, well, this was a PDF I want to find. So you can go right down to a PDF. And you can also search on date, updated, and even an owner if you're not the owner of it. And even after you do the search, there are also filters up here at the top. You can see it's already pre-selected a PDF because I selected that before. Here's the time, the size. You can specify a different owner as well, or any folder. You can select folders that you want to search in. So that should help narrow down your search to find the files that you're looking for. And please ask me any questions that you have anytime. I'm pretty flexible with that. All right, so we have some files in there. We've created the folder. We've added the collaborator, and we've uploaded a file. Now over on the left, we can see our recents view. And these are the files that I've most recently looked at. And again, the favorites view, which is the one that I use, I do recommend it. It's very helpful. You just have to remember to remove your favorite when you're done using it. Otherwise, it's just going to end up like your all files anyway. So let's say this case study, this one I'm done with. I'm not using it anymore, so I can remove it as a favorite. And something else that we get a lot of questions about is something's disappeared. A file has disappeared. It used to be there. Well, that happens a lot when you're collaborating with people. Somebody that is collaborating in your folder might have moved it or might have deleted it. So if you notice that something is missing, the first thing I'd recommend that you do is go to the trash. And you can search for this little drop down here. First, search for items I deleted, but the big one to look for is items I own. That's something that you own that somebody else moved into the trash. Yes, Gene?
James says, how long does it take to index new files for the search function? A file I just added this session cannot be found yet.
I do not know. I thought it was almost instant. So I'll take that down to the group and find out for you. Thank you. So definitely check the items I own, and that most likely will find the file. And you can get the file back for 30 days. If you have any question about that, contact the service center and let us know. We have some leniency on getting files back for you as well. Okay, now we're going to go into sharing. I've showed you how to collaborate with people, and now I'm going to show you how to share links with people. So let's say our project group, oh, there's my IT4U session. You see the folder turned that blue color because I added Jean as a collaborator. Over on the right, you can see there's Jean and there's me. I'm the owner. You can even find out some details about it on the right. In the same way we added a collaborator, we can get a shared link. This is what we would want to do if Jean and I have created files, and now we're ready to show them to people. We don't really need them to come in and work with us. We just want to show them the file. We can go to Get Shared Link. I want to point out what we have set for the default for sharing the link is only people in the folder. So this would only benefit me and Jean. We're the only ones in this folder. I usually say people in our company. That's University of Michigan. So I changed that to people in your company. And then we have this long URL here, right? One other thing that I like to do, which people really appreciate, is come up to this little gear icon here. We can give it its own URL. So this would be, let's say it would be IT4U, little hyphen, with Jean. And now you can see down here, this is what the URL is. I do this a lot when I go out and do presentations for like LSNA or engineering or something. I create their own presentation. I'll append the URL with LSA engineering or something like that so they can kind of easily remember how to get back to my presentations. And you can also come down here. It's defaulted to allow people to download the file. You can turn that off if you don't want them to download it. And there's our new URL. One other really cool, well, I wouldn't say I think it's really cool, but another nice thing that you can do within Box, it has one of its native file types, which is a box note. Up here is where you can write a quick box note, give it a name, keep it consistent is what I'm going to do. If I can spell, my contacts are kind of blurry today, sorry. What this is, it's kind of like a real simple word processor document. It's native, it's right in there with Box. A few cool things that I want to show you is that you can create real checklists. And then when you come back, like you're in a meeting, you create a checklist to do. Then you come back, you're like, okay, well, I did that one and I did that one. Simple, but hey, we all know we want it. You know, we all love those checklists, check things off. It has real simple things. You know, you can give some different sizes, colors, your standard bold, italic, underline. I mean, it's not like a full-blown Microsoft Word or even Google Doc, but it's a way that you can take notes and keep it right inside Box with you. You can even make some tables with it. And all of your recent Box notes will show up on the left in the menu. And you can even search with the magnifying glass if it's not a recent Box note that you want to look for. And I have to say, the more I use Box notes, the more I realize I don't need a lot of the fancy stuff. So sometimes I do just stay within Box notes. Please send me any questions. I should wait. How long are we behind? I'll wait 11 minutes. No, I'm joking.
I think it's seconds.
Oh, seconds, 11 seconds. Yeah, please, whenever you have a question, send them my way.
Blue Jeans has a little delay. That's what Eric's referring to.
Oh, one thing I'll mention as well. Box notes have independent permissions. So when you're in Box, let me go back in there and show you that. Now I have to remind myself, how do I get out of this?
Let's see, looks like another question. Oh, Evan says, since most of my files are in Google Drive, will there be a way to sync files from Drive to Box?
I love that question. Can you sync files from Box to Google? Haha. Well, actually, what I like to do is, let me jump into Drive real quick and get an example.
And then I got a couple more questions too.
We can create bookmarks. Oh, why can't it get to Drive? Oh, because I'm typing it wrong.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Are there any file size constraints? You can think about that while you're typing. No, we'll wait now.
Okay. Well, let me go back in here and show you this real quick. So what you would do is you would get the URL for your Google file. Then you would come up to New, go down to Bookmark.
Oh.
And I actually do this quite a bit, which is why I don't know why it's not working for me right now. And then you would just type in you would just put the URL for the Google Doc in here. I'm just going to put umich.edu because I can't get into my Drive right now. You can give it a name as well. So it would be UM and a description if you like. And then it creates a bookmark right here. So what this would be, it would be a direct link to your Google Doc. So it would almost be like your Google Doc is in Drive or in Box, but it's not. It just links you out to it. So it's a way where you can keep everything together. Sometimes I do that if I'm going out on campus and doing a Google presentation. So I use everything in Google, but yet also I have some Box notes or some things that I put together with it. I'll keep everything in Box, but I'll put bookmarks out to my Google files I use.
You ready for another question?
Ready for another one.
Why are Box notes organized separately from other Box files / folders?
They are organized separately so that you can give them independent permissions. How permissions work in Box is at the folder level. So that folder that I created, the IT4U session, anything within this folder is going to be accessible by me and Jean. But I can put a box like this box note here, that can be independent. And I can set permissions separate from just me and Jean.
Everyone's giving you a lot of help with your spelling. Thought you'd want to know that.
Oh no, what did I misspell?
The Drive.
Oh, thank you. You're all trying to help me. I appreciate that. It's early. I'm not a morning person. Okay. One other thing I'd like to mention is shared accounts.
Yes.
Shared accounts are what we like to use for any type of documents or any type of files that you want to have collaborate as a group, but they don't need to be owned by one independent person. So let's say you have an ongoing research project. It's going to be there after I leave. It's going to be there after somebody else leaves. It's going to be an ongoing program. You can get a shared account for that program. And then anything in that program's folder is owned by that program. So if I leave, it doesn't matter. All the stuff that I created is going to be owned by that program, and it's going to stay there. And you can go to either the Box homepage or the Google homepage, and you can request a shared account and get it filled out that way. And so that way you're ensured that you retain your access to files after people come and leave. Any other questions? Okay.
File size constraints?
Oh, yeah, file size.
Oh, I have to come back on that.
Yeah.
One other thing, I don't know if it's on here or not, but I will show you how, if you come up to the same icon we clicked on to get to your account settings, you can go down to apps. And I'll focus and stress right away that the only apps that are under our contract with Box are the official Box apps. Those are the core apps that are under our contract. The other ones are from third-party vendors that may or may not act as you will. But I would just want to stay safe and use the Box apps.
Couple more questions.
Yes, questions.
Joe says, are there best practices around how long shared docs are kept in Box?
I don't know if there are really any best practices around how long shared files are kept in Box. I guess as long as they're needed. I have some things that are out there that are pretty old and moldy, but we have unlimited storage, so it's not like it's going to take up space. But I guess if the project or the collaboration has ended, you can go ahead and end the collaboration. There's also a way that you can go in and set it to expire. You can have your links expire as well. That's within the folder settings.
And you're saying unlimited storage space for Box?
Yes, unlimited storage space for Box. Yes.
Cool.
This is fairly new. It's still in, they call it the public beta. So if you're unaware, if you're wary of betas, you might not want to install it, but it's Box Drive. And I don't think it's installed on, I don't know whose computer this is, so I'll just install it. But what this will do is it will set up Box like a regular folder on your computer. So you'll open up the folder on your computer, you'll see all of your Box files there. They're not downloaded to your computer though. They're links to Box so that you can get to them easily. You can open a file, it'll open in Word, but it'll save in Box. It's really seamless. It kind of brings the both together. It brings Box, the cloud, down to your desktop, which I think is really cool. So that's something that you can do. You can just come here and add it, and it'll just be a little folder that you click on. And you can always just go right back to Box. Okay, these icons here. This indicates that I have actually activated the shared link. Just like if I click on this, I'll get more information. I went over to the share like we collaborated with Gene, and I got the shared link. This is an icon that just tells me it has a shared link already. I can turn it on, I can copy it, I can change it. I can come in here like we did before and give it its own custom URL. And the other icon here, in the previous interface with Box, you would see the description, if you had one, right under the name of the file or folder. In this interface, it's just the icon over here. It's the little eye icon for information. And that'll give you the description if you choose to give one to your file or folder. These are just tips and tricks now that I'm showing you, so feel free to ask me questions as we conclude.
There's a couple more.
Okay.
Is it advisable to use Box instead of a departmental shared drives like your S drive or something?
Actually, that's what a lot of departments are moving to. That's what I moved to. I don't have anything on the network or shared drives anymore. I have everything in Box. And we do have quite a few requests coming in for departments on help in doing so. So yes, that I don't know if it's advisable, but it's a trend that's going on campus.
And Joe says, are there any type of docs that we recommend not be stored in Box, like financial docs, docs with social security number, etc.?
I would refer to the sensitive data guide on the Safe Computing site, and we have that on our links document.
Yeah,
I will tell you that Box is HIPAA compliant, so Michigan Medicine uses Box a lot. As far as social security numbers and such, I'd want to use the sensitive data guide to make sure, so I don't want to say right away, but you can check that on the resource page that Gene will send out. So if we go to more options here, I want to show you one other thing that you can do under more actions, is you can use a tag, and you can tag different things. So I think I tagged case studies. So this will be IT4U test tag. And then when we were searching, I'll do that again. One of the things that we can search by are tags. So you can just type a tag in there and that can help you as well. I had a couple questions recently about using tags, and kind of like the labels in your mail in Gmail, you can tag different things. So you can have items in different folders, but if they have the same tag, you can view them all together by searching on the tag. Yes, Jean?
Would you show again how to get to the approved app downloads?
Absolutely. To get to the approved apps download, come up to your picture icon, your account information, and go right down to apps. And up in the upper right, click on the official Box apps. And there are a bunch of them in here, actually. I heavily relied on Box Edit, which would allow me to go into Box, open a file that would open in like Adobe or open in Microsoft. And I could edit it, and then it would save right back into Box. I'm not using that as much anymore that I have Box Drive, because I just open it from my desktop and it opens and edits in the native program. But there are a lot of, like the mobile apps are down here as well that you can scroll through.
Joe wants to know if we offer consulting help for an office trying to re-engineer a process where docs were stored in C tools. And I was going to say our last IT4U was specifically about that. So I can send out those resources.
Yeah, we can send out a link to the recording of the last IT4U, which was specifically on C tools to Box. I haven't really used C tools. I don't support C tools, so I can't really answer that. But I know that there has been quite a few requests come in related to C tools. So that might be something that the teaching and learning group might need to address, but we'll definitely try to get you some information on that.
Mary wants to know, could you review again the difference between collaborating on a folder and sharing a link with people?
Absolutely. Let's go back to our IT4U with me and Jean, IT4U session. All right, so here we have our collaborators. So Jean can come in here and she can edit stuff, she can add stuff, she can upload stuff, she can delete stuff. This is our working space as a group. And now we're ready to show our work to the world, so to speak. So to show our work to the world, I can select this PowerPoint presentation. I can share, and I can share its link. Sharing its link doesn't add anybody as a collaborator, so they can't edit, they can't add, they can't delete, they can't upload, but they can view and maybe download. And so that's how Jean and I are ready to show our work to the world. We use the link. If we want to add another collaborator, let's say close. Okay. Oh, that's right. I have to be at the folder level. I knew that. So we share at the folder level. So I'll have to come up here to this little drop down. And then I would come down to collaborators. This is how I would add another person to me and Jean's working group. Let's say I want to add, I will add our friend Adam. Like okay, come on, contacts, work with me. Oh, there he is. But let's say we want to make him a co-owner. He's like the head honcho and he wants to be a co-owner, so we'll make him co-owner. We'll send that invite. Oh, I thought it had him. There we go. I had to actually click on it. I don't think I did that. Okay. And so now he's a co-owner. So that's the difference between just showing your work and showing your files and actually working with people on the stuff. Jean.
Joe says, what if docs are stored on WebNow currently? Is there any way to quickly link to them or download to a Box folder?
Oh, WebNow was way back in the day. I used to support that. Wow, it's been a while. I would say if any any file, any web page, anything that has a URL,
Yeah.
you can create a bookmark for it. It's not going to be saved in Box, but you can get to it from Box. So I hope that helps a little bit. Otherwise, I'm not sure what kind of a file type a WebNow is, but if it's a file, you can put it in Box and store it there for sure.
But not a quick way, it doesn't sound like.
I don't know. You'd have to download it and then upload it into Box, yeah. Or drag and drop if you have it on your computer, you can drag it and drop it into Box.
Fawn says, if I share a folder or document with a link, can that person edit the file they download? Do they get a PDF or a Word document?
Yes, if they can download it. So if they do download it, they can edit it. But you do have the option. Let me go back in there real quick and show you.
And do you know what the format is if they download, or do they get to pick?
Oh no, it would be the format of what you have in Box. So if you have an Excel file in Box and they download it, it would be an Excel file. Okay. And how you would do that, go back into my IT4U session. And this is a quick way to get to your shared link. Oh. Bear with me one moment while I find it. I'm actually going to take that down. I'll get back to you on that one because I know there's a way that you can disable the downloads, but I'm not sure if it's on the folder or if it's on the individual file.
We'll send that out when we send the recording. Rachel wants to know, when you're sharing a link, do you have to enter the email addresses of people you want to share the link with, or how do we give them access to view the document? You just send them the link, right? Right.
If you want to share the link with people, you would just come to the shared link, and you would just copy this, and you would just paste it into an email to them. But if you do want to invite people to collaborate, then most likely they're already going to be in Box. But if they're not, then you would just enter their email address, and it would send them out an invitation to collaborate with you in your folder.
Melissa wants to know how to delete folders.
Oh, okay. Let's see if there's one. Oh, I could delete the one that we just created for this session. Where did it go? Here it is. I have to say I've never deleted one before, but
I saw a little trash can over there somewhere.
Oh, right up here. I'm still learning myself. Yeah, so if you just highlight your folder, you can move it to the trash, and it will be there for 30 days.
Candace wants to know, is there a way to add multiple folders at once?
You can upload multiple folders at once, yes. If you go to Upload, Folder, let's say I want to upload desktop. I think these are Adam's folders, if he doesn't mind. I'll delete them. Let's see that one. Oh, maybe not. You caught me.
Just one at a time.
Just one at a time, yeah. But if you put multiple folders in one folder, then you can just upload that one folder and the subfolders will come in. That's one workaround to get around it.
We got about a minute.
Got about a minute. I love these questions.
Yeah.
I like having an engaged audience. It's good. It's not just me babbling all the time.
Candace said, by add, I meant create new folders.
Oh.
Well,
that's just one at a time, yeah. Just one at a time. But I suspect with Box Drive, when you have your window open on your desktop, so to speak, you can create multiple ones, and they will be synced up to the Box cloud.
And Jennifer wants to know, if we want to share documents with people outside of UM, do they need to register for a Box account, or can they access the documents with the link without registering?
They can access the docs a link without registering. Yeah, there's an option in there. You know the drop down that I selected people in my company? I could have selected people with a link. And if you set people with a link, then anybody with a link can preview the document.
I think that's about it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Lots of great info. Let me go back to my little PowerPoint. Usually I announce what's coming next month, but my presenter for next month is having foot surgery, so she'll be here in September. So, Google Doc, I'll send that out. We've got a web page, I'll send that out. If you want to get announcements of upcoming episodes, there's an M community group for that. And if you need other help, you can always go to the ITS Service Center. So we're going to stop. I've got some Blue Jeans is rolling out polls, and I want to try them now. What do you think about that? Here